Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Old School Fishing and Hunting TV. Today, a very cool video. I went yard selling during the weekend with my brother, and the finds that we've made, awesome. Some of the prices on them, I can't even believe. Don't ever sleep on going yard selling, because you could find things that you would never know to find. But today, we're going to be reviewing some of the older stuff, fishing stuff that we found. There is some hunting stuff, but that's going to be in another video. Today, it's going to be a good video. And if you see right here, we got a Plano 5,520. I guess that's how you say it. It's got the original sticker on it. My brother picked this one up from a guy. It had a bunch of hunting working stuff in it. But it wasn't really that good. We were really more worried about the tackle box. The condition is really good because it's still got the sticker. Let's flip around on top. Usually it's hard to get them with some of the stuff on them. It's filled up with some of the stuff we got in here. Everything else inside is pretty good, but this isn't going to get to the good stuff yet. The final thing is going to be the holy grail of the day. Ooh, I'm trying to close it. There. I went to this hunting store, and they have vintage fishing stuff sometimes. My brother bought that vintage Shimano reel from there. And I went back because I was looking for another rod they had, but they didn't have it no more. But I decided to pick up something really cool. I picked up these two vintage aluminum rod bait casting rods. The first one, it's got the rubber handle. It's a South Bend Castaway. It's aluminum. It's an all aluminum rod because it's super heavy. Very heavy. The condition on it was really good. Now I need to start looking for some reels. Yeah, I don't think I need any more rods now. I think I got enough. The condition, really good. Still got the price tag. Very good condition. It's definitely more useful for the older reels. Really nice. This was one of the finds. The second one I got is in another aluminum rod. It's a Shakespeare Sport Fisher. Really, really good rod. Well, to me it's a really good rod, but it's more bigger, kinda. Feels really good in the hand. Super heavy. Doesn't bend that much like usually some of the old ones. It's got the take apart part on it. This one is, there we go. Ooh, it's first time me taking it apart. Definitely has that, someone put some type of grease or something in there. But yeah, really nice. I don't really like finding them when they have that plastic handles. I like finding them when they have the rubber because they really feel good in your hand. Not Shimano, but the Daiwa really have good handles on their stuff because it's more rubbery, more easier to grip. I fish right-handed, so I never really. Well, I do use this hand to hold my rods. But yeah, really nice. Those are two rods I bought. One was $7, the other was $4. Can never beat that. The tackle box was $3. Forgot to get into that. And by the way, when you're yard selling and you're looking for this stuff, no matter how bad you want it, if it's too expensive, wait, because you could find something even better. And there's definitely competition out there because you got people out there looking. to buy and resell stuff. Next thing I want to get into is something super cool. I've seen them on YouTube, but I've never really seen them in person. And it's super cool to get them. I kind of forgot the name. I remember the name and then I forgot. They're the vintage helicopter lures. Mostly saw plastic. I think these are all the colors. Hopefully they're not reproductions. They look very like the original. You got white. But before I get into the other stuff in this, these work by throwing them out and winding them. Slow, they spin in the water. And it's really cool when you throw them that they spin in the air. You can put the weights inside the back. But you gotta stab them in there. We were fishing today and we tried them out. Overall, action's good. Casting out far, it's not really that good. But the action is really good. Didn't catch any off of them. But, yeah. Got that. You got the white again. You got the green. Like that neon looking green. Yellow. These feel very different, the rubber. The plastic. Very good. You got the pink. The old school pink. By the way, they don't really make colors like them anymore. Well, they probably do. But the last thing, you don't know what I'm talking about. You got the gold. Gold glittered. Nothing really different with that. And you got the final one. The silver. Same thing. Same built as the gold, just with silver glitter. Yeah, that's it with that one. Super cool find. Really didn't even have to spend much for this thing. Super cool, super cool. Love finding stuff like this. But, as long as you have a good eye for things. The final thing of the day. You may be thinking, it's right here. You may be thinking, there's some soft plastics in there. It's not that old. When I bought this, I went up to this guy. He was selling hunting stuff. He had like some deep sea fishing stuff, some of that old stuff. And I saw his tackle box. I looked inside, and I saw a soft plastic. And it looked old, so I closed it real fast. And I saw like this sticker thing on top. I didn't pay attention. Said he wanted $5 for it. Whole thing. It was loaded with them inside. There was this older guy. He was buying fishing stuff left and right there. Rods and stuff. Anything he can get his hands on. And I looked inside. He was getting ready to grab it. I grabbed it. I looked inside. Saw the vintage soft plastic that was in there. I saw a lizard lure, but I was like, hope to God there's no new stuff mixed in. So I ran over to the guy selling the stuff. I said, do you want 5? He said, yeah. I bought it from him. And then I was looking at it. Me and my brother were looking at it, and we noticed something weird. He said, do you know what this is? I said, no. This is a vintage man's worm tackle bundle. And it comes with a free bonus lure inside. I've never seen one in my entire life. Never. Never in my life seen it. And it's got everything original inside. Comes with a free lure. There's 2 lures that don't belong in here, and I don't know what they are, and they're both made by man, I think. But this thing is so amazing. Can I believe it? It says it right here. It's got 15 hooks and sinkers and lead weights, 160 worms, and 130 grubs. In total, 305 total pieces. Amazing. I've looked it up. I cannot find anything about this. It was an original bundle. I don't know. I think it says Flame View. I don't know. But let's crack it to it. And it's got baits that are awesome. Before I crack it open, you could see it used to hang. So this used to be sold separately. It says hot new fish catching worms colors. Let's crack this bad boy open. This is the most old schoolest things you could get. And I cannot believe I found this. Cannot believe. And it would have been in an old guy's hands if he got his hands on it. He was too worried about finding and looking at the saltwater stuff. Because I used to pass up on this kind of stuff back then. Oh. Look at this goodness inside. Look at that. We're going to go through them one by one. But before we go through all of them, this is the compartment with the hooks and sinkers, but this lure was in here. I don't think that was the bonus lure. It's some type of blade. Don't really know. And you know this is old because look at these hooks. Worm hooks. They do not make them for worms like this anymore. You got the size grubs. Little grub hooks. We're going to get to the bass fishing worms last. We're going to start small. First, smallest one. Little pint size yellow grubs. Tell how old they are from the tail. They're super thin. Plastic on these are super weak. Today, we went fishing and I tried one out. I tried that one and the orange tipped worm. This one, I'm going to get to in a minute, catches fish. It's the time of the year, they're biting off. We fish on the Potomac. They are biting off orange-tipped black worms or brown worms. It works really cool, really good. The action on some of these are amazing. I didn't get to test them all out, but they're really good. But let's keep on going. Now we got like this amber colored grub. Amber color. Just like the small one. Then we got, there are these weird looking worms. I do not know what type of hook would you use. I don't know if this is a grub. Probably is. Like for these hooks right here. Something like that. But they just don't remind me of that. Very nice reddish color. I love the color on these vintage plastic baits. You don't see them out here that much. Next, we're going to get into these. These little tiny grub ones with the two things. The colors are crazy. They're black with like a greenish, darkish greenish bottom of them. I want to get to the one that I'm not really that worried about. The old tubes. Nice green and yellowy brown color. The green glitter. I'm not really worried about those. Then we got these. These cool old blue and green minnows. It says the man's thing right there. Super cool. Now, this is the other lure. I don't know if this one is the one that came inside, but this lure, I think I've seen once in my life on YouTube and stuff. This is some type of weedless man's green worm. It's, I guess, the weedless. It's got two hooks in it. It's got a wire going through it. I guess you can only get these in like a single package. Super cool. I love this bait. Never seen it before. It says Man's on it. Now let's get to the worms. First, we're going to start with, we've had some laying around. I never thought they were Man's. These blue and, not blue, but the purple and black worms. Some of these have names on, some don't. These don't. But really cool coloring. I love that coloring. These old school worms are so cool. Now, this is the orange tipped black worm. It's not the name. That's just what I call it because I don't know the name. Some of these I can't even find pictures of. It's got the, usually, like you could tell this is older from how the blue, not the blue, but the orange plastic is like melted onto the black. It's a very thin worm. Some of these on the plastic are very weak. But, yeah. The plastic on these are super weak. Nothing much new. You do not see them like this. There's something about these old school plastic baits, how their tails are super long. But yeah. Now, we got the old jelly worm. It says it on the tail, but it's hard to see. It keeps on getting blurry, won't focus. This is the brown jelly worm. Like almost like a chocolate brown. Tried the super long green jelly worm. The dark green. The color, not doing the job today. But yeah. This tackle box is all over the place. Yeah. The brown one. Nothing special. Everyone knows the jelly worms. Now we're getting into this one. Don't know the name. It's like your traditional worm these days. It's like this amber brown with black glitter. Super cool. Love the tails on these. Just love them. You can definitely tell the oldness from how like the plastic is. The plastic is super duper like weak and like super thin. You can see through it. Next, I'm going to get into the green jelly worm. This is the one I was using today. I decided to throw it back in here. It's not that tore up. I think this is like the 8-inch dark green jelly worm. This one didn't really catch that much. I didn't get to use all these, but I only used 3 of them. Super cool. Nothing really special. Just like the brown one. This one's just straight up green. Nothing special, just longer than the others. And let me, by the way, these are just filled. It looks like they were using the minnow and the super tiny grubs and these red ones. They look like they were using the grub ones a lot. Some of the worms. Next one, the lizard. One of the original lizards. It's got that nice like ambery color with the black polka dot glitter. Super cool. It's one of the small ones. You can tell from how like clear the plastic is. They do not make them like that. And these are clean. They're still like wet a little bit. Like brand new. Nothing really special about the worm. Y'all seen them. Some of y'all have. Just something about the old school stuff. Look at that. Awesome. Now, to the final 2 that are the most coolest ones out of this entire tackle box. I know the name of both of them because they say them on them. Well, one of them do. This one right here is the gator tail. Man's gator tail. You're supposed to break the plastic off right there and it's supposed to curl. Look at the design on that tail. They definitely do not make them like they do. It's got like almost a traditional worm body. But then they got the cool tail. And what do they call it? Gator tail. I love this lure. Love them. They do not make anything like that anymore. Final one. We'll skip this one because this was the one I was using today. I threw it back. And actually, no, I put it back in here. Let's get a nice, clean, and bright one. Get a good grip on this thing. This is the Flippin' Waggler. Look at that. You've never probably seen, some of y'all probably have, but some of y'all probably never seen anything in stores and nothing being made like that anymore. I thought these holes would have meant for like bubbles or like some effect. They don't. They just make it move faster through the water, I think. The action is super cool. I didn't get no bites on these, but it's such a cool worm. Look at that tail. Super big tail. They do make tails kind of this big, but not like this big or with the holes. This was the one I saw when I opened it, and I paid no attention to anything else. Awesome. Awesome stuff in this entire tackle box. And the day before I was talking about, oh, I probably will never find any soft plastics. Well, kind of just jinxed myself. This yard sale finds cannot get any better than that. Y'all, try to go yard selling. You could find anything. Just try to get reasonable prices. Negotiate if you need to. There's stuff out there like this waiting. What can you do? This is the end of the video. But before I end it, there was one thing I wanted to show y'all. I meant to show you on the second video. There's a lure that's older than all this. Has nothing to do with the yard sale. I knew nothing about it, and I thought it would be really cool to show y'all. This is a super old minnow lure with plastic fins. It's got 2 treble hooks. This is super old. 3 fins, actually. It's got the metal like bill. I know nothing about this lure. I don't know the brand. I don't know none of that. Super, this is like takes a whole nother level to like old school fishing stuff. They would probably never make nothing like this. You could tell it's really old too by where the hooks are connected, how they're divided, and the metal bill. And they used to make the lures with big eyeballs like that. Some of them. Yeah, I really would love to know in the comments if y'all know anybody, like any type of name or brand this is from. Really would love to know. But yeah, this is the end of the video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.